let's get a little bit more going. Playing Talisman, what's happened so far? Not a whole hell of a lot. A couple people went through the timescape. 2 magicians who had time warp or warp gates to use. The pirates gathered up a bunch of followers, a captive. One of the followers is the jester, which they don't want, and they're trying to get drunk to lose their annoying jester. Not today. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I don't really like being at the middle. I'll go there. And we get an object. This is a dragon's card, but we're in there. This is a shield on a 4, 5, or 6. When you take damage, it protects you and you don't lose a life. It is a magic object, so I could go to the Magic Emporium and try to become the High Mage. Or Archmage or whatever. Oh, what's the Conjurer up to? The Conjurer was frozen on his last turn, so we flip him up. And then we go to the Scout, who has some equipment. 5, that could be here, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or the hills. I want to get something. I get a potion of strength. This is an object, I can drink it, and it increased my strength by 2 for 1 turn only. I got 4 objects now. That's all I'm allowed to carry. So I may be drinking it soon, or I may be dropping the magic banner, or whatever. And then back to our wizard, who's investigating other eras. And that's the blue line. The blue line goes down to the void. Dimensional Rift, draw a card from the adventure deck. Staff of Mastery. Okay, also his 4th object. Oh. Okay. This staff gives the power to enslave an enemy you land on. The enslaved enemy becomes your follower. You add its strength or craft to yours in the next combat, after which it goes to the discard pile. You can only have 1 enemy enslaved at a time. You don't have to use it, but that can be incredibly powerful. If you land on something like the demon or the dragon and can't deal with it, you can take it on, and then you have a huge bonus for your next combat. Very powerful, very powerful. Our Alcohol Seeker. 6. Well, we want to stay close to the tavern. We find 2 bags of gold. Well, too bad I can't turn the jester into gold. Yeah, the slavers can do that, and I think there's a slaver follower too. Looking for the town. Go to the woods. All right, the magic stream. Now somebody's able to hide places, right? The Scout can. The magic stream has 4 points of strength in it. And, uh-oh. That was in the wrong place. 3 of those 4 are still there, and 1 of them has increased the Conjurer's temporary strength by a point. I try to keep the original strength over to on the card there. This is something anybody can visit. It's a place, but the Scout can hide it and make it so that they're the only ones who can get to that place, which becomes an immediate bonus for him, and he wants to head that way, assuming he doesn't run into a dragon. I go, I drink, I hide. And we have to remember what's going on there, but it's pretty obvious with the strength counters, and it goes away when it's done. Back to our wizard. 4 is blue. I'm at the Space Fortress. Now at the Space Fortress, I could go to the Robodock and heal for a gold. Rogue Trader, buy any purchase cards from the trader. And there's a whole set of them. Some of them are very good. I don't have much money. I am going to spend to heal a point just because that seems like the best thing I can do there. Go back, look for drinks. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to head this way because that puts me close. Well, the fountain doesn't help anymore. Oh well. I draw a card. It's a wolf. The wolf, I have a 4. Make it a 3. To 2, I'm at +1 on the wolf. The wolf hurts me. 4, 5, or 6, my shield protects me. It does not, so I'm down to 1 life. And that's all she wrote. Conjure. What's up with the conjure? I think it's a mind steal. 3. Well, I'm going to attack the wolf. I'm at +1. 4, not good. I lose life. Oops. Oops. The scout. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have no money, so I'll go here. Where I meet a piggy. Piggy is strength 1. I'm at +3, +4. I could make it even better. No reason. I kill the piggy. And now I've got 6 collected. I need 1 more to get a bonus. Over to the wizard. That is green line. Sends me to the negative zone. Ooh, I get a medikit. All right. Now we got choices. What do I want to throw away? A shield. This thing, which allows me to move 1 space. That can be really, really potent. Or the medikit. I will throw the medikit away. It's a 1-use thing. Just not that interesting. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Run, run, run. A hobnobber. Strength 3. I'm at even against it. I hope I can live. What's my genie? I could pay my genie. Yeah. I could get rid of his spell, but he's not using it, and he regenerates spells, so that doesn't seem like a great idea. I win the battle. Okay. I've got 9 strength. I don't have to turn in. I can keep holding, and the rules say you can turn in at any time. I find that really annoying, but fine. I'll play by the rules. 5. I could go drink. Drink with the conjure. Sure. Not thrilled about this. Now, generally, these are kind of a pain. But I roll a die. I get a 2. I get tipsy and fight with a farmer, strength 3. Now, the farmer has no card, so I'm not allowed to keep him for strength. Nor am I able to exchange partial points or something like that. So he's strength 3, I'm strength 3. I have an even attack on him. I lose, I have no defenses. You can see I'm dying fast. Everybody is. This is not usually the case, but dragons makes the world a little harder. We haven't seen much effect of that though, if any. Scouty. Do I want to fight a dragon? 4. Not quite. 5, 6, 7. I can fight the dragon at even. Or draw a card. I'll draw a card. I get a man-at-arms. Okay, he'll join me in my quest. He's a skilled fighter who will add 2 to my strength, so long as he's my follower. When I lose a life, I roll a die. If I get a 1, he's been killed instead of me. That is before any helmet or whatever. Going back over. 2 is red, time loop. Will-o'-the-wisp, craft 5. All right. I'm craft 6. I have a fair amount of lives. Shield doesn't work in psychic combat. I could just fight this, or I could absorb it, and then I'd be equivalent to this, but screw that. I'll fight him at even, so I'm doing okay. I kill him, I get nothing for it though, which is the problem with psychic combat. Our drunkard, 5. I mean, there's nothing good. I'll go up here because the wolf I might be able to beat. Yeah, maybe. My conjurer gets a 1. He'll go this way, I don't know why. He finds an archer. Okay, after you've moved, the archer allows you to shoot an arrow against a face-up enemy or character that's in the same region up to 3 spaces away instead of having a normal encounter. This can allow you to avoid something like the nasty dragon that you land on. The shot is treated like a normal combat, except that if he loses, no lives are lost. He has a strength of 3 when firing his bow. He does not affect normal combat at all. Well, it again doesn't disallow taking points for it, so, you know, I can pick off little creatures with him. That's about the only thing he can do. Plus, well, the other thing he can do is if I march up to the dragon and shoot an arrow at something else, the dragon ignores me for some reason. Game doesn't make sense, but that's okay. A 1. Keep going. I found a gnome. The gnome is awesome. This is a follower. When the gnome's your follower, you only roll 1 die for the portal of power and going through craft, and 2 dice in the mines for craft. So this gives me the advantage that the dwarf had. I don't remember if this was the guy who had that advantage available to him. I don't have to roll the die in the crags. I'm always safe. You're allowed to. And I can evade any enemies in hills. Evade just means, hey, if the enemy shows up as a card or if it's there already, I can just say, well, I don't want to fight. Pretty much what it says, you know, evade. All right, our wizard. Our wizard follows the red line and grabs another Timescape card. All right, this is the combat enviro suit. Once again, I have to throw something out. I don't have to roll a die in the rad zone and I'm safe in the desert. I'm safe on Dead World on a roll of 1. Fuck this. Again, these other cards are of some use. Now, I could guarantee just going through the time loop again and again and again. I don't particularly want to. I want to get out of the timescape if I don't get another shot at the Nexus. So, whatever. Our pirate. He gets a 1. Got a chance of dying here. Could have gone into the town. That's dangerous too. Or the city. I am a 3 because I'm reduced by the Jester, so I'm at +1 against the wolf. That's good. I could have converted for strength at that point because I was at 9, but now I'm at 11. I probably should have converted, but I have the shield and everything else. Plus, it's hard to remember what the hell I'm doing. 5, I'm trying to get here. I succeed. This means next turn I can move around into the city. You don't have to land by exact count when you're going into these things. You just have to roll high enough. Scout. 3. I could kill the pirate. That would create a whole pile of stuff if I succeeded. Unfortunately, one of that stuff, well, no, the Jester's an event. He goes away, doesn't he? If killed. So that is an appealing gain. But The pirate has 2 extra strength points available to him. And I know this I can see. So he'd be like a 6, make it a 5. I'm a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna attack him. Okay, so I am attacking the pirate. I could drink my potion of strength. I have to decide, you know, before the dice are rolled. What's this? Nothing useful. Yeah, so I'm going to use him. 2, 3, an extra 1 for that. 4. That brings me to 8. He cashes in 3, 6, 8 for a point of strength. Oh, I'm only up 1. I thought I was up 2. I'm working to get to up 2. So he's a 4, I'm an 8, plus 4. I'm not going to use my potion for this, because there's a porter who can carry 4 things for me. I succeed. I'm going to try to take a life. 4, 5, or 6, the shield takes effect. Now, I could just steal the shield, but he does not save his life, which means he is dead. And all his stuff is lying on the ground and is encountered. No, it's not encountered. It's just lying on the ground. Is that right? The jester is an event. Events don't stay. That goes away. I think everything else is simply released into that space. So I don't actually get anything if I kill him. Let me see if that's the actual situation, or if I'm able. So normally when you attack somebody, you don't encounter the space, and that's the problem. All this stuff goes into the space. Feels kind of cheap that I could kill somebody and not get all their stuff, right? On the other hand, it still seems like a worthwhile thing, because now it's me and the conjurer fighting over that stuff, and maybe the pirate, whoever he's replaced by. Actually nicely spelled out here on this flow chart. Is there another character in the space? Do you want to attack? Do you want to encounter them or not? Do combat, follow the rules 1610 for psychic combat, turn ends. Well, all I've done is killed him. That creates a pile of face-up stuff on the hex, not whatever, you know, else there was. So we've got a bunch of followers, including the genie. We've got a fairy and a magic shield, and then along with the objects, gold is an object. The pirate goes away. I'll put him over here to remind me that he's dead. On this guy's next turn, he will get to draw a new random character. Completely random this time. And that's what he does. He just places his guy on the board as his turn. So that was the scout, who is here, unable to get any advantage from it. In a 2-player game, obviously, this would be a big edge. It's less of one when there's somebody else near you who actually has the edge on you towards getting it. But 4 blue. I go to the 4th dimension, which is just a card. This is the jetpack. This can add 1 to the die roll for movement. You can decide after you roll the die. So this is a little bit more interesting. Is it? I have to choose to throw something away at this point. So I'm going to throw away the force shield and keep both movement cards. Because whatever. All right. We're going to randomly pull another character. Let me shuffle before I do so, because I don't trust how much I shuffled before. Random character is Indiana Jones, who starts in the vortex, ready to get sucked into a random location after his first turn. While you're in the outer or middle region, you can fire your pistol at any character or enemy in the same region who is no more than 3 spaces away after you have, I think, just moved. That's what it says. It's hard to read. You may do this instead of encountering the space which you move to or other character in it. Again, like you can shoot your pistol if you're near the dragon and avoid the dragon. But you can only fire when there is an enemy or character within range. You fire 1 shot, which is resolved as a normal combat, but you can't use your pistol against enemies who do not have a strength score. If you win, an enemy is discarded, or a character loses a life. If you lose, you do not lose a life. It says nothing. It says enemy is discarded. That's different. So enemy is discarded means you don't get the points for it. Your skill exploring allows you to add 1 to the die roll at the altar, cave, tomb, temple, shrine, and planetfall, and subtract 1 from the die roll at the mines, crypt, and portal of power. And you may evade the warp demon. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's got strength 2, craft 4. Not a particularly good character. I almost never see him because although it seems like it should be cool, it's Indiana Jones and all. It just isn't. And he gets all the starting stuff. All right. So that's his turn. The Conjurer really would like a 1. Grab that whole pile. Yay. All right. Fairy. First good player to land here will grant a wish and then vanish a spell. Don't want that. Gold, strength, craft, or life. Well, although I'm really low on life, and that seems like a great idea, yeah, life is almost never a good idea. Gold, yeah, right, that's pretty crappy. Strength or craft. So this is where the real question comes. Let me gather my other stuff and see what I end up taking. I have this genie with a spell. I could cast that on myself to get rid of my mind steal. Might not be a bad idea. I have very little in objects, a shield. The fairy will go away after this. No card is drawn because there was at least 1 card there. So craft is harder to get, and I like craft. On the other hand, I'm kind of low on strength and worried about other people, so I will take a strength. This goes away. Oops. Along with these. And this goes away. And you can see clusters of stuff tend to occur in the adventure deck. Stuff that you can carry around doesn't tend to disappear as quickly, although the alchemist will help with that. It's one reason why you got to shuffle the hell out of this thing. All right, well, the scout feels pretty boned, but he's still got the strength pool, which I will go near. And I get the golden candlestick. This is a valuable relic. It can be traded at the castle, which is up here, not the royal castle, for 5 gold. If you lose a combat against another player, they must take this. They can't take a life or apparently anything else. Helmets are crappy, but useful against other things. This golden dingus, the big advantage of it is that it can protect me against stuff. I'm going to just let this lie here. It's very valuable. And we go to the Wizard. The Wizard does not particularly want to go to the Warp Demon. Since it's a printed thing and not a card, I can't capture it. So I roll a die. 3. Can I use my jetpack? Yes, I can. So I could go up to a 4 if I wanted to, which doesn't really help me because the blue line sends me to the vortex. I've just hit the vortex. technically he probably should have dropped out of the vortex last turn, but that would screw things up. The vortex gives me a 4, which is the temple. I pray at the temple. I don't have an advantage praying, but I'm on the real world now. Nothing that helps. I pray at the temple. That's going to be 2 dice. I like the temple. A 7 is gain a craft. As you can see, very likely numbers give you good things. And I go up to a 7 then in craft. Let me do one more round before I stop, because I've got Indiana Jones there. 3 on the vortex. He goes to the village, where he's going to meet the village people. Well, the village is not a great place to be. No equipment costs much. I can visit the Mystic. I am good, so visiting the Mystic is safe. Like, he won't turn me good against my will. I get a 4. If I'm evil or neutral, I become good. Yeah, that's the one I'm not. It's very hard to undo, which is the problem. The Conjurer. Well, I gave up my position in the city. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could get the Golden Dingus. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I like it and all, but I'd rather have a card. And I meet a Yuck. I meet a Sea Dragon. Now, I've already encountered the space, so I can't use the Archer for this. Which means... Do I want to fuck with him and blow up one of his spells? He has 2 spells. Sure. I'm going to Mind Steal a spell off of him. And... I could do spell turning on this. I kind of like my pile of spells. Yeah. You're normally not allowed to do something if it has no effect, but here I'm countering the spell and casting it back on the caster. Well, the caster doesn't have a spell yet. But now he has one. Siphon. Can drain a strength and a craft from any character which you take for yourself. Is there anybody who... Okay, so I am the only person who has 1 of each. I could go here. Oh, strength or a craft. Well, might as well. I'm looking for something to help me here, which is why I'm casting the spells. Oops. The 2 there. Take the 1 there. He didn't have another defensive spell. This could have been used against him. I draw another spell. Magic Shell. When you cast this only at the beginning of your turn. I can't do it now. No magic will affect you. However, you cannot use any magic items either. It's a pretty shitty spell. I could mini vortex it. If I pay a buck, I can mini vortex myself. Is that worth it? Yeah. Spend a buck. I'll cast a mini vortex on myself. That gets rid of this spell. So for the rest of the turn. Nope, just discarded. I draw another. I play this. I grab a craft. I get another spell. Preservation. I can cast this on myself, follower, enemy. Another player prevents it from losing a life when it would have done so. A follower from being killed when cast on an enemy. Prevents their death, resulting in a standoff, so they're not beaten. Well, none of that helped. I can't shoot. I'm a strength 4 versus a strength 8 dragon. I am at -4. I would be getting it killed. First, I'm going to roll my shield, 4, 5, or 6. That saves me. Okay. And I'll put that over here. And that was all exciting. All right, going over here to the scout. What's the scout doing? The scout's trying to get a 1, find something to drink. I can kill him, and that seems like a good idea. If I can get to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I'm stronger than him. But I run into the outlaw. He steals from the rich and gives to the poor. Do I have gold? No. So he doesn't take one. Instead, he gives me one and then leaves. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. And finally, I am on the wizard, who's now in a troublesome area. I'm allowed to come down here without facing the difficulty. Or I could build a raft or something if I had the right equipment. We'll see what happens. I could go here and get a task to try to get a talisman, but I don't particularly want one. 2, 3, 4. This is just a draw a card if I land on it, so I'll do that. I get the Phoenix Potion. You can drink this when a dragon or wyvern breathes fire on you. Instead of losing a life, you gain a life. Yeah. Too rare a situation. Screw it. I'll put that back aside. And we'll be back over here when I come back up, whenever that is. It's time to grind out a little bit more. I really don't know if I'm going to finish this thing. My wife and I, my first wife especially, but I think in those cases, 2 players, you know, it tended to finish. But when we played, the few times we would play Talisman with other people, it was generally, you know, we would go, there were some role-playing folk who didn't do board games, who weren't part of our group. Not all role players or whatever, even, but you really couldn't get them into anything else game-wise. They really weren't fans of playing games. And yeah, there'd be like 7 or 8 people around the table, and we knew it was never going to finish. I don't know how we fucking got through it sober. But, you know, some of them seem to enjoy it, and it's just like, how can you enjoy this? Seriously, how? Okay, so this guy, I don't even know what he fucking does. It's not much. He can shoot his pistol, and it doesn't give him anything except an evasion attempt, really. Your skill at exploring allows you to add 1 in a couple of places, and the warp demon, yeah. He's really not a good character. It's kind of funny, the Timescape introduced some, well, in that case at least, some pretty weak characters. 1, which way do I want to go? Which way don't I want to go? I don't know. Is he good? He's good. Let's send him this way. Maybe he goes to the chapel or something under some circumstance. He gets judged. If at some stage in the game you have attacked another player or used your ability on them instead of attacking, you must pay a fine of 1 gold or miss a turn. The judge then continues and wanders away. Well, I can't remember any such instance. There's nothing that tracks this. It's an obnoxious card because nothing else requires you to pay attention to this kind of thing. He blew through a lot of spells, and I have no idea what he's got. He can preserve a life. Okay. And he could just preserve somebody else's life instead. Because, what the hell? To get rid of the card. Go up here. Uh-oh, this is dragons. Wyvern Staff, a magic item. Got a lot of magic objects. You may use this staff to enslave any wyvern that you encounter. The wyvern would then join you as a follower and add its strength to yours for 1 combat, after which it flies off to the discard pile. So this is a really, really lousy version of the Staff of Mastery. Also, wyverns are fairly weak, so you can generally beat them, so why bother? So that may actually be even better than the talisman to give away. You can also sell items to the alchemist. Well, the alchemist could just create gold out of them. So I got no real big problem with carrying that around for now until I need something. I got a pile of money. I want to go to the city and for other reasons too. The scout, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I drink some more of my magic strength potion. Counter mix concerns, the number of counters of different types I have, are one of the factors that limit me to maybe not playing in more than 6 people. It's no big deal. You can make more counters. In the base game, it would be the number of standees you have, but with minis, I have an infinite quantity. There's really nothing else that limits this, except the willingness to play it. Okay, so I'm in a place where I could use my movement capabilities. If I wanted to go only 1, is there some reason I want to go to the castle? Yeah, this was like special for the castle, which was the reason for that. So screw that. Bolster increases my strength by a die, and healing is very bonus. So I will roll and add 1 if I desire to. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice thing is I can always add 1 so I can avoid the desert. This is 2 cards. That's kind of a bonus. They do add together in some cases. Okay, here I'm faced with 2 things. A dragon prince that's strength 9. One of the Dragon King's younger brothers made his home in this area. He'll remain here until killed. All right, I got to do stuff about this. Well, I could enslave that, make it its follower, and it adds its strength in the next combat, after which it goes away. That might be a good idea. This is a pretty potent critter. On the other hand, let's take a look at what my strength would be, because if I kill it, it gets me pretty good points. 2, 3, 4, plus a die. All right, I will enslave this with the Staff of Mastery. He's actually a follower. I could sacrifice him here. The maze will leave me there. If my craft is less than 5, my craft is big. The maze is sitting here for the game. Now I usually put these on these double spaces like this. I don't know why. No good reason. All right. That gets me back around to this guy who is just so pointless. What a horrible character to have drawn. He's just got almost nothing going for him. I could go here, pick me up a golden dingus or something, or I could go here. I guess I'll go here, I don't know. And I get a dragonet. Now this is something good. Strange little creature joins you as a follower as long as it's with you. You can add to your craft, to your strength when in combat with dragons. So I've just become a lot more potent against dragons. That's cool. Conjure still trying to get into the village or the city. Hey, I make it. Awesome. Over to the scout. 1. All right, I could attack that. Let me see what my strength would be, because I'm carrying a lot of crap. It might be worth it. I certainly don't really want to go here. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is plus 2 to begin with. I could go up to 10, 11 by drinking the potion. Yeah, I'm gonna drink the potion because I don't have an easy way to carry that. 11 means I'm at plus 4. I'm almost assured to kill the dragon. I do. I might as well turn the dragon in because he's worth a point of strength right off the bat. Don't worry about, if you get an exact 7, you might as well. The only question was, should I have wasted my potion on it? And I think so, because I don't have room to carry anything. That puts me to him. I definitely don't want to go 1. So I will go 2. I roll 2 dice and try to get my craft up. Wouldn't need talismans in. 7. That's what I had before, right? Gain a point of craft. Yeah. So now I'm really kind of racking that number up there. 7, that's getting close to high enough to pass through this way. If I had the gnome, there's also like a map that could allow me through that. And with the Dragon Prince, at least for one combat, I'm in good shape. All right, let's go again with the Archaeologist. 2, I could grab the dingus, or I could fight a dragon. Fighting the dragon, I'd be at -1. It would be potent, though, if I win. I'm going to go for the dragon at -1. Hope that I catch up and I kill a dragon and get myself a point of strength off that. That was pretty good for me. If I do say so myself. Okay, let's roll him. He gets a 6. That gets him 1, 2, 3, 4 into the Magic Emporium. I'm going to turn in a magic item. I'll get rid of this stupid Wyvern Staff. I don't need this to win the game at all. And I become the High Mage. So that gives me different powers, right? I always have 2 spells, so I get another spell. Divination, you can cast this on your turn. Before you roll your die, it allows you to take 1 secret look at the top 5 cards in the deck. Well, I definitely want to do that. I believe you can use this in the city to look at the cards in the city, if you so desire. Certain characters can become my followers, adding to my craft. No helmet or armor. Okay. Spells reflect off me. I can move any spirit from one space to an adjacent space each turn. Is there something I want to do with the demon? Because he's really potent. Is there a space that I want to protect? I kind of do, so I'm going to shift the demon there this turn. I kind of want to cover this thing of life, because here's the thing. Once the demon's fought, this thing of life can't be accessed. So unless the scout had a way to get by the demon, he's not going to be able to get his stream of strength or fountain of strength or whatever. Okay, that'll put me to the scout, who gets a 6. Definitely don't want to get the demon. I could fight him. I can't take his follower away. You're not allowed to do that. I could fight this dragon, which is strength 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sure. And you can see how you snowball in this game. And this often happens where some of the characters do really well and some of them don't advance very far. So I said I was a 10. That gives me a +2. I kill him. I'm at 8, 13, 14. I'll get 2 more points of strength off that. I'll just grab a 2 and collect them up there. And you can see the scout's becoming quite potent very quickly. Again, doesn't have a talisman. The only person who has a talisman, maybe not strong enough yet. And that's Sorcerer. Might as well roll a die. I don't particularly want to go one space. Go here, 1, 2, 3. The castle is a place where I can heal. 4 to here, I draw a card. I get a bag of gold. And that's all we're going to do for a little bit, because, I don't know, my sweat clothes are feeling too heavy on me right now. I guess we do some more. You know, I like playing a little of the game, watching a little YouTube, whatever, maybe reading my rules a little now that it's dark. Take a nap. I took one just before I came up last time, and that's part, I'm kind of numb from it still even. That's what naps do to me. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I trying to do with this guy? He's good against dragons. There aren't any right now. But here's one, surprise attack. It's not a real one. A dragon swoops down from the clouds and grabs you, lifting you high in the air and then dropping you so you plummet to the ground. You lose a life. The dragon then flies away. Great. I'll fight it, damn you. The High Mage. Alright, I got a spell I want to cast. I want to cast Divination. So lets me look at the top 5 cards in the deck. I'm going to look here. Just lets me look. This is kind of cool because what I see here might be useful. So Master Thief, this is how you become the Master Thief, I think. You must sell all your objects and magic objects to him for 1 gold each, or fight. If you fight and lose, all your objects and 1 life are lost. Neutral or evil characters who fight and win may become the Master Thief. Well, then I'd no longer be the High Mage. I probably don't want to do that. Beggar, you give money and you can maybe become the King's Champion. Okay, so that's how that is. An Earth Elemental, I'd have to fight. A library, which could give me a spell or craft. That's cool, but... And this. Alright, so I don't particularly want to be wandering around the city streets. That's the thing I learned. I'm allowed 2 spells at a time. So I get this one, temporary change. I can change my alignment for the round. I will hold on to that, but probably cast it this turn. All right, what do I want to do? I have boatloads of money. I would like to get to the stables if I can. 1, 2, 3, well that sucks. 1, 2, 3, I could go to the High Temple. I will do so. Basically, I'm not thrilled with the cards that are there. I have a bonus when praying. I may add 1 to the die roll when praying. Is that something I want here? Not necessarily. Doesn't say when I get to choose. I get a 2. 2 is good. Gain 1 strength and 1 craft. Yeah, I wish it was modify by 1 in either direction, because not everywhere is prayer a good thing. Is high a good thing on prayer, as shown. The scout, what's the scout up to? Scout's still looking for his last point of strength off this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could grab the golden gidget. It's not really something I terribly want. I'll draw this. Storm sweeps through the region. All players in it miss a turn. All right. What that means is that these guys and this, that counts as part of the outer region, are all knocked down for a turn. The wizard is free to go. However, I don't particularly want to take a move, a 1 space move, so I'll roll a die. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I could go to the Happy Valley and draw 3 cards. I am kind of potent. Or Hidden Valley. I'll do that. Now, unlike over here where I draw 5, pick 1, here I'm stuck with all of them. And what I find is first a shadow, craft 2. This creature attacks you and you must fight a psychic combat. If you're defeated, the horrid thing makes you lose a craft. No lives are lost. The shadow will stay until defeated. Well, I have 4, 5, 6, 7 to 2, so I'm pretty good against that. So I'm plus 5. Yeah, I kill it. What I'm trying to avoid is there's areas here like this gives plus 3 on their combat roll. Only says combat, not psychic combat. That's important. Now I meet an enchanter. An enchanter has set up here the first adventure landing here with craft of 4 or more will get one of the following of their choice. A spell, gold, strength, craft, or life. Or teleport to any space in the region. Well, teleporting means I won't get this excellent exorcist blade. Which isn't really that excellent, and I don't have room for it. But I don't particularly want to do that. So, I have a decent amount of craft already. I'm a little iffy on strength, but craft is more valuable. Yeah, I'm going to grab a point of strength. Even though strength is easier to get, and then he goes away. And then the exorcist blade, I'm just going to drop. Now we go through, and each character stands up because of the storm. And we're back to the wizard. Again, I don't want to go one space particularly. So I can go 2. This is a nasty space. Your cards don't, your followers and magic items and stuff don't help you. Here I find the treasure hold. There's 8 gold counters here. You can take 2 every time you visit when all 8 are gone. So it's the fountain of gold. So I get 2. More, I think. There we go. Go around again. And this is kind of bonus for me because I'm the only person who's here. So, you know, bags of gold all the time. Kind of a nice thing. The scout gets a 5. A 5 could put me near the... I'm sorry, not the scout, this guy. Doesn't help. I guess I'll go to the village. I am good, which is a good thing to be in the village, I guess. I'll just roll my die. 2, I'm ignored. I have to walk around the board. It's not readable. It never was particularly easy to read. I used to be able to lean over and read them, but the glares of the light don't work here, so whatever. The High Mage. Not particularly interested in what's in the city, except I'd like to get to the stables. 3. 1, 2. I could go to the apothecary and spend a gold and stuff happens. This is a bad place to be. Okay, you either roll a die on this thing or you arm wrestle the guard. Fuck. There's nothing I can shoot here. I can't shoot down that way. Like I would go into here if I could. I'll roll a die. I don't like doing this though. 6, no effect. All right, next turn, if I can't get into the stable, maybe I just continue on my way, because the city is kind of a painful drain, but I want to get the warhorse from here, because my craft is so big, and then I can buzz my way where I want. The snout up here, draw a card. I found a familiar. This creature will become your familiar if you forfeit a life. As a follower, it'll add 2 to your craft. It'll allow you to look at the top 3 spell cards and choose which one you take. I'm not healthy. Well, risky, but whatever. Top 3 spell cards, choose which one I take. All right. So I've got a Blade Sharp, which adds 2 to your strength. The Warp Gate, which would allow me to go play in there. And Slow Motion, which reduces their movement to 1 space per turn, which could be very, very valuable to me, because then I could go in here and grab that point of strength. I'm likely to get that point of strength anyway, though, so I'll take the Blade Sharp, because I got this hidden. If this was open to everyone, that's what I would have done. This point of strength is pretty cool. Back to him. Now, I could guarantee that I get this gold, but I'm rolling for the temple more. Gold is just sort of a side effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go 6 to here because I'm smart enough to deal with the maze. I draw a card and I get the Holy Lance. Okay. This adds 1 to your strength in combat, but 3 to your strength against dragons. Huh. I will drop the Warp Belt. I like it, that ability to move just 1 space, but you know, it's not worth it compared. The Lance is a cool weapon. Now, you're only allowed to use 1 sword, 1 shield. I've always extended it to you're allowed to use 1 weapon-like thing, so you can't go into combat with a sword and a Holy Lance. Just, you know. That may be specified somewhere. Who the hell knows? It's like once you start figuring out these things, you don't know if you're going to find them buried in the rules or elsewhere. All right, that's not a good roll. I could go to the forest. Now, I've got advantages somewhere. I could shoot my pistol. My skill at exploring. Let me read these. Altar, cave, tomb, temple, shrine, and planetfall. And subtract 1 from the mind's crypt and portal of power. Yeah, none of those sound like what I want. I don't want to go here, I'll die. So I'll go here. I gotta remember that guy's gotta get healed. And roll a die here, which could suck. 3, I'm lost for a turn. This is one of the few things that can stump even powerful characters. Which is one of the reasons why maybe it's not that horrible a thing to have the safe in the, except you still lose a turn by going there if you're safe in it. Whereas you could gain, there is actually something good you could gain off the die roll. So I don't know. I tend to value those as not worth anything. Now I don't have a high mage counter piece. This is a 6. That's enough. 1, 2, 3. I get here. I have nothing oversized. So I can buy a warhorse for 5 gold. Or a horse and cart for 5 gold. But I got the porter. There's my 5 gold. I'm going to dig the warhorse out. He's over here in this purchase deck. I don't know how to find it, but there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. This is basically when you buy stuff, where it comes from. It can end up getting left on the board, though, so it's like there's 1 warhorse in this deck. You you buy it, you might end up leaving it on the board somewhere. If it does get discarded, it goes here, not into there. I have a buck, so I wouldn't be illegal if found by patrol, but I know there's no patrol coming. I looked at the cards. Damn it. Damn moths. Alright. That gets me to the scout. I don't have that one move. I didn't take it, so I roll this. A 2. I don't really want the dingus. I don't have a place to put it. I mean, I have space for it right now, but not much. This is the map. Subtract 2 from your die roll in the mines. The mines is the craft side of things. I'm not terribly good with that. This is something I would probably like to sell to the alchemist. Although actually I am good in the mines because I have this. And this adds 2 to my craft. A lot of times players who are less used to the game will put something like this on it. And I'm wondering, am I less used to it enough that I need to do that? I think I can still remember most of these things, so I'm not going to do that right now. I have the +1 movement. Now, if I had the grav belt, instead of rolling a die, you may use the object to move 1 space, which is different. I couldn't then add 1 to that. If I could set the die roll to 1, I would be able to go where I want to go. Let's take that gold. Gold is good. Something like that. He stands up. The High Mage is going to leave the city now. He's only got 1 life. I could charge him with the Warhorse. He's doing quite well. We're going in. All right, quick look at spells. Okay. So, I am attacking with 5 and 8 is 13. What does he have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. The helmet could still save me, but the High Mage is at +2 on him. 5 beats 4, that's a hit. Now the helmet on a 5 or a 6, no, on a 6, it prevents the damage. We got another death. This pile of stuff gathers up here. Now, so the Warhorse is one of the really tremendous things to get. One of the others is the horse and cart, because piles of stuff show up all over the place. And piles of stuff mean that it's worth hauling a lot of that stuff. Now, to my advantage, I have the porter who can carry 4 more stuff. I have the alchemist who can convert stuff to gold, and gold doesn't weigh anything because it's in a bag, and anything that's in a bag you can carry, right? So weight is never the issue in this game, right? You know, it's like you can carry a horse and cart and all that. And sure, they're walking on their own and they take hands to guide and whatever, so you can make arguments along that way. But I mean, there's tiny, tiny things, like a talisman isn't very big, but a magic shield is. But you can only have 4 things total, whatever they are. A warp belt, which you'd wear around your waist, you know, a helmet on your head. That counts against you the same as, like, I don't know, the Holy Lance does, right? So that's a little fucked up. But we got a new character coming in here. Character gets to go right away. I drew the dwarf, which we had before. Safe in the crags or chasm. Evade enemies in the hills. Can roll an extra die. Can add 1 to the die in the cave, which is, you know, 1 card in that pile. You only roll 1 die if you attempt to enter the portal of power by craft. 2 dice in the mines, and you're unaffected by the maze. And, perhaps most important, the magic stream is back. Interesting. Okay. I roll a die. On a 2, the dwarf gets that point of strength. I can go to the city, which is not terribly valuable at this point in the game. So I get this. Surprise attack! You die. This is the danger of being at low lives. Not only that somebody can hunt you, but even if nobody's being a dick, with the dragon in there, you can just die. And our final one is the wizard, who continues bopping around. He's got a fistful of stuff, needs the horse and cart. He has enough money to get it. Maybe it's time to head down. 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's the temple. And you always have to do the temple, man. You can't refuse that. A 5 this time instead of a 7. That's not as good. That's enslaved. Stay here until you roll a 4, 5, or 6 on 1 die with your move. My judgment is that the jetpack adding 1 allows you to increase that. You add 1 to the die when rolling for movement. That sounds like it would be the case. My battery's almost done. I've been playing for a little bit. So we're going to call it for a while here. All right, I don't have, I guess I just keep going. One of the problems is I don't have any idea how long my videos are anymore. This camera doesn't give me a way to see that. So I just guess, and it really is completely guesstimating. So this dude, don't like being in the middle, so I push to here. Although on a 1, it's not good, so I don't know. And I meet a Banshee, craft 3. I'm at +1 against it. And I defeat it. The High Mage. I wish I had a way to modify movement. That would make it easier to get this big pile. But the stream's up at least. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll pick this thing up and carry it for now. I can always turn it to gold when I want to. The dwarf wants to head for all the goodies. I'm safe in the crags. I'll go there. So, beating up on a character like the dwarf doesn't do much, right? He doesn't have anything that I can take. He's not powerful, so taking him down isn't very useful. So the advantages that the High Mage had, and I forgot to look to see if there was something I wanted to do. Yeah, there kind of is. There's just, you know, the best that happens, or the worst that happens is another character comes into play. You know, maybe I delay him a turn if I kill him all the way down. This guy needs a 4, 5, or 6, has a +1 to the die roll. I get a 5 or a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take the 2 new cards. It's actually a 3-card space, but I got this. First, we get affected by the blizzard. For 2 rounds, all players, no matter what region they're in, may only move 1 space per turn. Well, that doesn't affect the dungeon, and it doesn't affect the time skip. I'm going to put that here to remind me. I don't want the sword, or the dagger thing. Wow. Okay. I guess everything's facing the same way. But I do get a bag of gold. Do I care about my spells? 2 is more than I replenish, so that doesn't really help me. I need to relight my pipe. One of the things that is irritating, though, is that, hey, you're getting powerful, and I can do something to hunt you down and kill you because I have a particular attack that works on you. You know, so what's really happened here is don't know if it's been this character alone. The scout may have wiped out the first one, but people have been knocking out people who have been getting better, right? This has just been sort of the, if somebody's challenging and up to about your level and you have an edge on them, finishing someone off is a worthwhile task. So like there's spells that'll take a life away from him, you know. Of course, he's pretty immune to spells, but there are other things that could as well. So he may be more worried about a life than grabbing that pile of stuff. Let's go back to our archaeologist, who also wants to find his way towards that pile of stuff. He finds a yummy goblin, something he can actually deal with. He's +1 against it, but it kills him. Okay, puts us on the high mage, who doesn't have a lot of money to get himself healed either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here, draw a card. Dragon Slayer. The Dragon Slayer becomes your follower. As long as he's with you, you can add 2 to your score in combat, but you are never allowed to evade combat with dragons, even if you have a card or ability that allows you to do so. Well, that's pretty potent. That's 2 more combat capability, even if somehow I can't use my horse. Oh, by the way, the dungeon, like the indoor locations here, you can't bring most animals into it. You can bring the mule, and you can bring the porter, but you can't bring the horse and cart, the horse or the war horse, and that's a big deal. You can bring the unicorn, though. Which isn't really, you know, it's a follower rather than an animal, so it's not the same kind of thing. But he's just gotten himself stronger. And, you know, this whole pile of stuff is all kind of yummies that instantly make somebody good if they grab it, which is the other iffy, weird thing, whatever you want to call it. The dwarf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Speaking of which, he ends up as good as the scout was. Okay, I'd have to give a life up for the familiar, but I think it's worth it. Although, again, that puts me at the risky level. But now I have just become, you know, a fairly powerful character, almost as strong as the scout had been. Just by virtue of landing on that pile. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go back here. Why am I so addicted to the temple? Because it can give me craft. That's really the big deal about it. And I'm not the guy with the bonus there. Oh, 2. I lose 2 lives. Wow, that can kill you real fast, can't it? I'll keep that. Now, he has, I believe, a healing spell, which will heal all of your lives. All the way back up to 4. But, you know, the chance of losing 2 lives at once is very low, so I'm going to hold on to that, but it is being kind of risky. Right? All right, let's go back. Well, his goal to become big like the dwarf just did has just largely gone away. But I'll go here, get next to the stream, draw myself a princess. Okay, whenever you go to the castle, you can get healed for 2 lives for free. And you can exchange the princess and get 3 gold for her by selling her to the king or whatever. She's lost. This isn't the sex trade thing. Okay. Getting those lives healed would be nice, but it's hard for me to get there. I don't have an easy route. I could go from the tavern. One of the reasons for going drinking. I need lives. Where do I get healed? I don't have a lot of money. I can get healed here for 1. I could go to the surgeon here, which also would allow me. So I'm going to go there, but I'm not thrilled about it. And if somebody has a good attack on me, they could take me down, conceivably. I don't think anybody's that potent, because I get the horse on defensive combat. No real desire to attack. Nothing I can do about it, but I do want to stay close to that magic stream. And I find me a dragon. This doesn't have anything to do with dragons. So I'm 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I'm at -1. There's not much I can do about it. I win. I'm going to exchange that for a strength because it's an 8. Might as well. Sometimes I'll forget if I don't do it, so it's probably a good idea. Because if I forget it, I'm, holding on to strength, man, that's my own damn fault. 1. I could move 1 more. I could get a draw here or a draw at penalties at the other one. Or I could just go here. The Orb of Knowledge has 1 charge. When you use it, you throw away. You tell when you're about to draw. You draw 1 more adventure card than required. It doesn't compare to my other capabilities, so this will sit here. I'm going to face it towards me since I'm the only player. Normally I face everything, I don't know, based on some weird formula. But it might as well all face towards me. Let's go back to our archaeologist, who gets a 2. Now, I'll go this way. I find a sword. Pick that up. The Archmage would like to get healed. 2. 1, 2. I go into the doctor's surgery and I get myself a life. At this point, I'm illegal. But remember, I don't draw for just being poor. Being poor isn't an action, it's a state, like being a troll. So I don't want to have to draw. The only way I'd get in trouble is if I'm sitting in the city, I could end up with a problem. Okay. And the dwarf, 6. I'm going to keep bopping around near this, I guess, although I could use some healing myself. I am neutral, which means I don't get healed for free here. I meet a ghost, craft 4. I am craft 3 plus 2. So I'm at +1 against the ghost. Yay. All right, and the wizard is healed. I could actually go here and heal myself. Deadly Rivals. If you have a dragon as a follower, it leaves you to fight a duel with another dragon. Well, one question is whether the dragonette is a dragon. Ah, hold on. This is a follower. Indeed, I had a dragon as a follower. I didn't realize that. Well, I just got weaker. Let's go back to our archaeologist. Go down here. 2 bags of gold. Money is good. Money is health. Okay. The High Mage doesn't have any movement bonuses. Oh! My horse is out here. Oops. That's a problem. I gotta look up the rules on that. It was here. I screwed up by doing that. And I'm not going to change it because it was a fuck up. The way I used to play, when you came out of the door, your thing was just lying around, you'd pick it up on the way out. I don't like that because it weakens the power of something else. So I'm going to have to bop around and try to get this. Do I want to go to the Enchantress? The Enchantress is dangerous. She can turn you into a toad. So I'm going to go here and pray. I can add 1 to my prayer if I so desire, which I probably don't because I went low. I'm ignored either way. Okay. But now there's something really good sitting in the city. And it's just because he fucked up. He wouldn't have gone to the surgeon if that had been the case. Okay, so the dwarf. Do I want to get healed? One gold per life, why not? You know, if I'm forced to go there, I might as well improve my situation. This dude, he can go 1 other space. Now, no items involved is bad. I'll go here, draw 2 more cards. First one is a dragon, strength 7. Well, how am I? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could master this dragon, but why bother? Well, because he could hurt me. That's okay. So I'm a +1 against the dragon. I kill the dragon. I am going... Oh, this dragon breathes fire. You must roll equal to or less than on your craft or lose a life. My craft is high enough that's not an issue. I'm glad I caught that, but I just got myself an extra strength point. The next thing... Oh, shit, I forgot all about this shit. You know, I walked away. Screw it, it's just gone. Yeah. It would have changed things significantly. Okay, I don't have room for that. I'll roll for the cave. And there are a lot of cards like that that are like, you have to remember something. Or the judge, you don't even... So this one, at least you know you have to remember it. With the judge, it's like, well, did you attack anybody? I don't know. You keeping track? 3, I'm lost for a turn in here. And I'm so frustrated about the blizzard situation and having fucked up with that. Because it's going to screw everything up if I try to apply it now. All right, well, we'll go again. I get a point of strength, which is my second. So these hand-painted cards are particularly, I mean, they bring back a magical time in my life when I was desperately poor when I bought these. Delightfully in love, and you know, just this mixture of feelings, emotions, threats to my existence, all kind of stuff. It was really one of the most intense periods in my life, and you know, I don't know. There was a lot of life in me back then. There hasn't been since sometime not too long after that. Like, that was a period of about a couple of years where things were really, really intense, and I was really living. And that's about the only time in my life when I was that way. And, you know, I don't know. Can't say I was entirely happy. Finish the cycle around coming out of here, I guess. I need a 3. Anything but a 3 sucks. I am in the city. That kind of sucks. I meet the master thief. I must sell all my objects to him for 1 gold each or fight. I could fight him. He's only strength 4. I'm not that much better. 5, 6, 7. Four, 7, thought these added like... See, I can't read this. Yeah, +2 craft there. Yeah, I thought so. All right. Unreadable in this light. I'm used to being able to see it. So 7 to 4, I'm at +3. +3 is enough. I've defeated him. I could become the Master Thief. Now, let's see if we can see this better. I think he has a craft +1 on him. So this guy just boosts your craft by 2. I'm going to put that there because I will not remember that now. Okay. You retain all craft, strength, lives, followers, etc. You need not draw adventure cards for encounters in the city streets unless you wish. Well, I don't know if I wish. Roll a die each turn. On a 1 or 2, you get a warrant. On a 3 to 5, no effect. On a 6, you get to discard a warrant. Roll another die each turn. Gain gold, no effect, lose a gold. I mean, should the Mastered Thief appear again, he must be moved to the space where he was drawn. You must be moved. No. He must be moved to the space where he was drawn, where he will challenge you again. What? If you lose, revert to your former character. You may be challenged by any other character on the space as you. If they defeat you, they may take this character. If you encounter the judge, you lose all gold and go to the royal castle. You may steal one object or bag of gold from any character you land on. That's potent. You may steal from the bank. Add 1 to your die roll. I don't remember. It's not something that's wise in general. You may steal from any other location offering goods. Roll a 1 through 4. You get to take an item. Otherwise, you lose a life. It's not a bad character in a lot of ways, but I don't particularly want to be him. The High Mage with his magic reflection is more powerful. However, anyone can take this from me. The Thief, which is supposed to be the only one that's able to be taken, is fairly difficult because it requires the Master Thief or someone to land on me. I don't know. I just found the High Mage way too powerful a character to be kind of irrevocable. Okay. I was fighting in the city, so we draw for an event, and no law event occurs, so I'm not arrested. This is the danger part. I just did something illegal other than just being poor. The dwarf. 6. Well, there's a warhorse there. Let's go to the city. Now, I can be not poor very easily. So, if I draw a police event, I could get myself some gold. And the sorcerer, I think he's just lost for a turn. That's the thing. I'm stopping there because I'm kind of annoyed about the blizzard. My battery ran down, my pipe's out. It's time for me to maybe go take another nap or something. Otherwise, I just end up fucking eating and watching TV. After a failure to sleep, I read some rules, felt all sleepy. Tried to pass out again on my bean bags, and it didn't work. But no worries. I gotta be up late tomorrow also. And nothing exciting in life ever again, maybe. Let's go with our dude. What's he up to? Well, sneaking in and trying to get that warhorse might be worth it. Not gonna get there this time, but I draw. It's a dragon card. Magic ring. You may use this ring on another character instead of attacking them. Roll a die. 1 through 3, no effect. 4 through 6, the victim is frozen on the spot. You can take 1 object or gold counter from them. Okay, pretty cool. That's a way to steal the warhorse. And you do it instead of attacking, but that means you encounter them, not the space. That's potent. I need a 3 to get my warhorse back, or else I'm in danger. I do not get it. 3. trying to find something I want to do. I could buy a spell. Not too good. I'll go back into the temple and pray. I have a possibility of changing that by 1. 8 or 9. Ignored. Over to the dwarf. Needs a 1. Needs a 1. Gets a 1. I'll grab a warhorse. Ugh! I got no room to carry all this stuff. I'll drop a helmet on the ground. Now, I still have to deal with the space though, because I dealt with the cards in the space. Which means I can roll a die or arm wrestle. Arm wrestle is strength 5. It's not a combat. It doesn't really say either way. But I would assume arm wrestling is not something you could bring your warhorse in. But I don't know. What about other things, you know? Right? Well, it seems like my sword shouldn't apply. So I'll just roll a die. And that's why this is particularly hard, is it's not combat. I am sent away. Go to a field space nearest the city. There are 2 field spaces near the city. I would rather not be where he can land. And I'll encounter the space because I don't really... I could attack him and take the ring. That sounds like a good plan. Yeah, but I can't hold the ring. I'll just draw a card, see what comes of it. It's a bag of gold. Okay, so now the High Mage has very little reason to be still in the city. He was trying to get his damn horse back that he left accidentally. This dude. 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will pray again. This does not work well. I could, on a 2, I could be dead. Should have cast my spell. Got anything? Nope. Well, there goes the wizard who was doing quite well. Nice pile of shit left behind. Fucking hell. Shouldn't have taken the risk, man. I think I've been making them reestablish themselves on their next turn. I don't recall how I've been doing this. That would make sense, so I'm going to leave that there. That gives me over to here. Wow, now the value is to get across there. How do I get across? I need an axe. The armory sells axes for 2. I think there are 2 over here too. What is 4? Sword, oh, 2-handed sword, 4 gold. Yeah, axe 2. Okay. I can also buy it at the village, I think. If I recall correctly, gotta move all the way over here to see. Axe is 3 in the village, so that's a little bit more expensive. So yeah, maybe I want to go back to the city. Let's roll. 2. That's not going to get me there. I got a monster that I'm good at hitting, but I can still reach him from here. So I draw a card. I find a wyvern. There was a wyvern staff kicking around somewhere, wasn't there? Who has that? No one? Okay. So strength 5. I am strength 5. I have a dragonette, but this is not a dragon. So we're at even. I kill the wyvern. Put it up there. We go down to the High Mage, who feels kind of bummed, but there's a whole pile of nice stuff that I should be able to get to. What about the wharf? You can hire a boat to take you to any space in the outer region for 2 or middle region for 4. If I had money, and I could generate some, I could buy my way over here. That's not trivial for me, though. What's my combat capability? It's only like a 7. The Sentinel is strength 9. He's not going to be easy for me to get by. I could go drink. That's always an answer. Seems like 6. 5. That damn dwarf. Can I beat him? Maybe. I have 5, 6, 7. He has 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I can't beat him. I could beat up on him. Try to take his ring and steal the horse back. All right. So I have 5, 6, 7. And he is 4, 5. So I'm at +2 against, you know what? Because I'm going to do this, I'm going to turn myself evil temporarily. Get myself another spell. Okay. It's not something I want to use right now. Okay. I'm at +2. Is what I decided. I win the battle, I steal his horse. This is a big thing. I've just taken his best thing, and certainly the best for me to take. We go back to the dwarf. Dwarf gets a 6. Ugh. I went to the wrong guy. Oops. Okay. Dwarf gets a 6. I want to hover around there and try to get across. I get a guy. I need not roll a die when in the chasm, crags, or forest. I'm always safe. Big, not really a useful card, but okay. I draw a new card. Since I shuffled, I'll pull this off. It's going to be the Space Marine. Marine starts the game with the battle armor. Well, the battle armor is here. I can't take that. If there's a purchasable battle armor, and I'm not sure if there is, I will get that. Otherwise, I lose one of my big advantages. The timescape. I don't think there is one. Do I start with something else? No, it's the Chainsword Warrior who starts with this. This may be the battle armor that I can take. I don't see it there. Since the piece of equipment that I am granted is in play, if it was in a discard deck or something, I would be able to pull it out. I'm just screwed. I can't have it. While you're in the outer or middle region, you can fire your bolt gun at a character or enemy in the same region no more than 3 spaces away. You do this instead of encountering the space to which you've moved or other character. You may only fire when there's an enemy or character. You fire 1 shot, which is resolved as a normal combat, adding 1 to your strength. You may not use your bolt gun against enemies who do not have a strength score. If you win, the enemy is discarded or a character loses a life. Again, enemy discarded, not a particularly good thing to have happen, so this is a pretty weak capability. All right. And placement costs a turn, so I go back here and look for him. He's got the thieving ring. He could take the warhorse on a good roll. I'm going to try. I need a 4 through 6. I don't get it. There's no effect, though. It's not like I'm forced to fight or anything. The Archmage, or High Mage, or whatever, Gonna try to go drink. Doesn't have money, which makes this hard. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll fight that goblin. I charge the goblin. It's an automatic kill. Hey, what about my spells? Do I want to... Is there something I want to cast? Not really. Okay. The dork. Everybody's racing for that pile of goodies. Dork is going to go drinking. He doesn't have enough money to buy an axe anyway. Drinking over here. One, blind drunk, collapse in a corner, miss a turn. You can get killed doing this shit. This alcohol is poison, man. Okay. Well, Space Marine has to make his way through the timescape. 6 is green. I go to the Nexus. All right. The ring is very good. It adds craft and strength. It's better than anything else I'm going to be able to find. Concealed pouch is kind of weird. Because it doesn't add to your carry capacity. You hide things in it. And if you manage to lose the concealed pouch, it's a problem. Just all kinds of issues with it. Back to the guy trying to steal war horses. 6, not particularly good. Now, here's the problem. If the high mage hits me, he can steal my ring. So I don't know that I want to be over here, but I gotta be close because drinking is my only way to get across. Well, I could go to the village. I also find a talisman. Well, I could go to the city and become the high mage. Again, that's because I modded it because it's too damn powerful to be. And I thought that if people fight over that too much, they won't be able to do anything else. And they'll just keep throwing away magic items into there. So, it's a disincentive for somebody to take the high mage, basically. But we'll see how that works out. All right. So a 1 or a 2 is good for me. A 1 gets me to where I can drink. A 2 gets me, oh, and maybe die. A 2 gets me to where I can try to steal the ring. I will go drinking because I have no money. That's dangerous. A 4. I gamble and win a gold. Great. You know, so much of the game is such piddly little shit. But then there's like, wow, there's this huge pile of stuff. And that's what it all becomes about. The dwarf stands up and staggers about a bit. Space Marine follows the red line to planetfall, 2 timescape cards. What's that going to mean? All right. I got to deal with this Star Predator first. I've got a strength of 4. It's got a strength of 5. If I succeed, I get the power glove, which would have made it easier to fight him. Let's see if I win. I do. I get to keep this for strength. I grab the power glove, and now I'm actually quite potent. I get 6 strength out of this. Plus, I've got something pretty decent there. So, you know, I'm building up some ground pretty fast over there. What about our archaeologist? 5. I have enough money to buy an axe. An axe costs 3 gold. This gives me too many things, but that can get me across easily. So I'm going to do that. I have to dig in the purchase deck to find it. I'll be back in a bit. All right. So he's got an axe. He's full up on stuff. This is problematic because if he builds a raft, it's a thing, so he has to throw something overboard, but he can throw the sword. High mage. 3. I don't want to be in range of the ringmaster, so I'll go up here. And I find a psionic wand. This allows me to use my craft instead of my strength in combat. I'm going to give this to the porter. He's carrying it. It's a useful thing. It's a magic object, whatever. In case I get in a fight over being the high mage. The dwarf. Dwarf is really not sure what he wants to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone could beat up on... the high mage could beat up on him. There's pretty much no question about that. The high mage would like his stuff. On the other hand, he could beat up, but it's a lot iffier for him to do so. But I don't want to go to the forest, so I'm going to take my chances with the high mage. I get the instructor. The instructor will teach me for a price. For every gold I give him, I miss a turn and gain either a craft or a strength. I'd really like to get craft. I'm going to put a gold here. And my strength goes up by 1. This gold goes away. I'm basically out for 1 turn. You know, I'm just going to reflect that this way. If I was there for more turns, I would put more markers on there, but I'm fine. All right. Space Marine. Green. Death World. Great. I roll a 2. By the way, here, this is one of the few places where if you defeat something that's from a card, you get stats from it. Fight an alien craft 9. Well, I'm craft 3. So it's at +6, so I automatically die. I think it only takes 1 life. It is Death World. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Okay. We go back around. I got an axe. I can chop down trees. I roll a 1. A 1's not great. I'll go this way. Dragons sleep. All dragons on the board except the Dragon King fall asleep. Their cards are face down. The sleeping dragon has its strength reduced by 4 points if it's attacked and survives the combat and wakes up. Leave it face up to show this. Has no real effect. We had a dragon dawn already. That's the counter to this. If there's any face down dragons, they wake back up. I don't play this that it like throws you out of the dragons thing. Once the dragons occur, they're there for good and they increase the difficulty of the game. 5. I am kind of afraid of him. I mean, he can just steal my horse, which would blow. But I'm also like wanting to get across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will draw 2 cards. Okay. I get a Dragon Prince, strength 9. I have to fight it because of him. I am 5. And 10 is 15. 16, 17. That's +8. I kill this. I'll keep that there so that I can increase my strength. I pick up Dragon Venom. If you have a sword, you may coat it with this venom just before you use in combat. The venom increases the weapon's strength bonus to 3 against dragons. I don't have a sword. I'll give this to my porter to carry around. It's a magic object. Again, I can play it out in a bidding war for who gets to be the high mage. The dwarf stands up, a little stronger. I follow the red line to the space fortress. I don't have a lot of money. Gyro compass. I have no money for anything, but for a buck, I can heal at the Robodoc. And that seems wise. Okay. Now, notably, this only happens in combat. It's counted as a weapon. some things like the ring just add to your strength, period. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm afraid of getting beaten up. You could take my ring away. That's a big deal for me. I've got an axe. I go to the woods. I believe I have to encounter the space in order to use the axe. I have to look this up somewhere. How is this worded? Build a raft when you are in a woods or a forest. Yeah, okay. So I have to encounter the space period. It's the Ring of Command. You can use this to enslave one dragon you encounter apart from the Dragon King. The dragon will add its strength to use for one combat, then fly away. The ring has only one charge. Discard it after you use it. That sounds better than the sword, since the sword and the axe do the same thing. So I'll drop that. I'm not sure this is particularly useful. But now I have the other problem, which is I need to build me a raft. And on your next turn, instead of your normal move, you can cross the river to the space above. You must do so immediately if you wish to. Whether you cross or not, place the raft on the discard pile. It cannot be carried and rots when left behind. Now this doesn't go on the discard pile, it's a purchase, but it is an object. I have to drop something else. I'm going to say that the Talisman is my shittiest thing and leave that lying here too. Little piles of garbage showing up everywhere. Why am I trying to get across so badly? I can't carry all this shit. Gonna need a horse and cart or whatever, but some of this stuff is less valuable, so I can improve and grab some gold, get my horse and cart, and maybe go back there. I don't know. But right now, I'm gonna put the raft here because otherwise I'll fucking forget like I did with the blizzard. And 6, 1, 2. This is exactly where I want to go. Do I want to take something from him? The battle flag sounds nice. Okay, so I'm attacking at 15, 16, 17. He's sitting here at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm at +8. I take this, I give the golden dingus over here. So the other thing, once I run out of stuff, I can start converting things to gold. I want it to be here no matter what, because otherwise the dwarf could fuck with me, I guess. I don't know. Not really. Dwarf rolls a 3. Get a card. It's the Dragon's Lair, strength 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at +1 against this dragon. I'll try to kill it. I succeed. I'll get a point of strength off of turning it in. But there's something else for this. The Dragon's Lair gives me a die roll of gold. Of course, because this is an English game, it says roll a dice. They use it, the pluralization differently. So I'm going to get 2 gold along with that. Got to run through at least another turn to get rid of him. All right, from the Space Fortress, I follow the red line to the Realm of Chaos, where there's a Timescape card. This is Supernova. Roll a die, see what happens. Wee. Move back to the space you just came from, the Space Fortress. No help at all there. That's just a wasted turn. Okay, I'm allowed to cross. I cross here. The raft goes back into the purchase deck where it belongs. I draw, what, 1 more card or 2? This is the 3-card space, I think. Okay. First thing I face is a blue dragon. The dragon breathes fire. I must roll equal or less than craft on 1 die. I think instead I will enslave this dragon. He is now a follower. I have to remember that because there's follower effects. I take the bag of gold. Great. And now I have this thing, which allows me to use my strength instead of my craft in psychic combat. That can be quite potent, but I can't use the axe for that, right? Oh well. Oh, he would have allowed me to use my craft to my strength. So I would have had 8, but I had to deal with the fire breathing. Yeah, let's just take the dragon. I'm allowed to use him once. What the hell? And since I have to keep going around... Okay. What about this dwarf? Do I want to keep beating up on this poor dwarf? Not particularly. But I draw a card, and this is one of those ones out of a... Alright. There's a curfew. Everything's closed for 3 turns and cannot be visited by anyone. This is all places. Places are very specific things. Like the maze is a place. I'll see if I can remember this. Chances are I cannot. Like I failed last time. The dwarf goes. Draw a card. It's the Rod of Ruin. 1 use. You can cause any player of your choice to lose 2 points of strength or craft, or 1 of each. Can't take away... you can only take away their additional. Well, I'm pissed at him and he's doing well, so I'm going to blast this. This is not a spell, it's a magic object. 2 points of strength or craft. I really don't know. I'll take away 2 points of his strength. I'm not thrilled with it. And then this goes away. This could have been used as a magic object to become the High Mage, but being the High Mage isn't what's making him all that potent. It's all this stuff. Once he becomes the Conjurer again, he'd still be close to as potent. Spells can't impact him. The High Mage would have spells and be able to fuck with him. So, I don't know. It's sort of a mixed event. 1, I follow the red line back to the realm of chaos, and I get a dimensional rift. An adventure card. Magic portal. Yeah, I want to go on it. I end up in the village. It's easy to put something in the wrong place. Is there anything I want to do in the village? I am neutral. I'll visit the Mystic because good stuff can happen. 4, I become good. Great. There's cards for that. This is not that big a deal. I don't know how to find them with one hand, so I'll just play that out. That's it for now. I'll come back in a moment because I think I'm going to load this up. See if we can remember this by putting a die on it. Put these dice here. You can see how the game kind of plays out though with this bop bop back and forth, crap just happening. Somebody starts to get powerful. If you can, you knock them down. If you can't, it takes fucking forever to get yourself through. Sometimes you're ready to go through. Like, he could certainly get to the 2nd level by fighting his way past this. I don't know why he's bopping around where he is, except I'm an idiot. Yeah, I could definitely push my way past the Sentinel and didn't even think about it. I'm like thinking, well, how do I get through because we're all weak? Well, no, I'm not, especially with the Warhorse. Getting through here is fairly easy. Here's the point, though. I am a 10. Do I have any other bonuses to my... yeah. I'm a 10 going through the mines. I can probably make it. I have a talisman. I should be trying to win, not fucking around down here. Of course, you get, just like in Amoeba Wars, I very quickly lose track of what I'm trying to do and just keep following, you know, my stupid instincts, which are to just sort of keep playing the game, whatever that means. Well, the goals have changed. The goals, I'm now capable of making it up here. Is there anything I can do? Well, taking this would help me significantly. That would give me 2 more, essentially, for my craft there. So I should be working my way up. I don't think anybody else is really in condition to make their way through there easily. But we'll see. Because he's 3, 5, 6, 7, with only 2 dice going through the mines. He could do it too. There's the problem with him doing it. He's got followers he could kill. Both sides do. He's got the Pit Fiends. They're really weak. Strength 4, you fight one after another. I can beat that. The question is, what's here? You know, I'm definitely weaker than our high mages there. But yeah, I would say both of these players should be going for the victory. What about him? He has butt kiss of a chance, I think. Yeah, he has no chance whatsoever. This guy is looking at pretty much no chance. So, yeah. But there's this desire to get this, you know. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'll send this up. Kind of also wanted to go into the dungeon, show you guys some of that, but no dungeon doorway has shown up yet.